in the country at the Division II level. We're ready for the opening tip. It's Derek Grant Jr. for the Penmen, Manny Smith for the Chargers. Smith wins it. Chargers going right to left, and we are underway. Your officials this afternoon, Dave Messino, Mark Casamassa, and Brandon Camille, as the Chargers work their first offensive possession. Jaden Honis on the right wing. Swing pass for White quickly into the corner. Jewels Dickerson feeds back to White on that left wing triple. In the keyhole, it's Zay Honis. Fading pass to the corner for Jaden, who throws it off the legs of a lunging Derek Grant Jr. A look at the Chargers starting unit. Jaden Honis, Josh White, Jewels Dickerson, Manny Smith, and Isaiah Honis. Coy Kirk Jr., who had started the first 8 games of the year for the Chargers, not starting but is available today. Fresh 20 on the timer as Honis inbounds underneath for White on the right wing. Quickly to Zay at the right elbow. Using his size, floats high off the glass, missed everything, and the rebound pulled in by Paul Green. The 6'6 transfer from Chipola College, averaging 14 points and 14 boards a game. Jets down low, blocked by Smith. Got the better of Grant Jr., but it's taken right back by the Penmen. 4-on-2, walking into the triple is Henderson, but he misses wide right. No score a minute in. Down low, Manny Smith, deep position, goes high off the glass and drops it home.
It's a great start for Manny Smith. Anytime you see Manny Smith make buckets early, that's a good sign for the Chargers. Now let's see if he can build on this throughout this game.
He's got a tall task today on both sides of the ball. This is a big, athletic team down low in terms of the Penmen. Strip underneath by White as the trailer. Goes up ahead, Isaiah Honis. Quick jump toward the rim, but couldn't hit over over Henderson. DU had numbers. It seems like Zay Honis kind of took an unneeded, contested shot there.
Yep.
A go for the Penmen. Quick right wing 3 off the side of the rim. Loose rebound gathered by Dickerson. Chargers in their home white tops and bottoms. Red piping on the jerseys and the shoulders. Red numbers and letters outlined in black trim. Jaden Honis, 3 from the corner, airballed. And Grant Jr. pulls in the miss. Quick outlet for Henderson. Lost it on the gather, and Isaiah Honis takes it. Sloppy on both sides right now. Here's Smith. Hop step baseline. He's stripped. Neither side can get the ball over waist level right now.
However, I think this benefits the Chargers. This Chargers team, we're forcing teams into 23 turnovers per game. And if you're this Southern New Hampshire team, you want to value that basketball against this Chargers team. They're the best in the country in transition defense.
Averaging 12.5 steals per game, leading the CAC. Zay Honis for 3 off front iron. Rebound falls for Noah Harris as we look at the Penmen starting unit. Same it's been for all 9 games. Noah Harris, Paul Green, Ray Daniels, Curtis Henderson, and Derek Grant Jr., who was a member of the NE10 All-Defensive team a year ago. Good move, Harris. Feeds up top, swinging to the near corner. Driving, elevating from the elbow, and hitting a tough jumper is Ray Daniels. The Southern Nevada College transfer averaging 15 a game to pace this Penmen team.
And the Chargers have to key in on him defensively because he's looking to get buckets tonight.
2-2, 3 minutes in. White without a dribble. Skip pass for Dickerson. They go short corner. Manny Smith trying to face up on Grant. He drives dominant left, and the finger roll over front iron for Manny Smith, who's got all 4 for the Chargers. Smith averaging 12.7 rebounds a game. By far his most productive season to date for the 4-year Charger. Henderson driving kick. Grant will try from long range. Nylon. Big triple for Derek Grant Jr., who is 46% from three-point range. Not high volume, but takes enough to make you respect it. Penmen with their first lead, 5-4, 16-15 to play in the first. Jaden Honis probing up top against the extended defense of Henderson. Honis takes a bump and a foul.
Now, one thing I like about Jaden Honis, he is very good in that pick and roll situation. He was able to draw the foul right there from a high-level defender, and that's something I want to key on and watch this game, how Jaden Honis operates off of that pick and roll. That's something that he does really well and is efficient off of.
He's this team's top scorer, and a lot of it comes off that sequence, off that pick and roll motion. Averaging 16 a night is Jaden Honis. They've got it with him on the right wing. Dickerson on that pick and roll, pick and pop. Long 3, can't hit. Loose rebound, out of play. Last touched by the Chargers. Penman made a substitution at the last whistle. They brought in Jordan Brathwaite. That feed intercepted by DU. They force another turnover. Can they capitalize down a point here? Dickerson backs it out from the keyhole. White will direct the offense, trying to get it to Manny Smith down low. Floating pass, batted away, loose, and out off the Chargers again. Both teams struggling to work cleanly through these offensive sets. We've got 3 turnovers apiece, just 4.5 minutes in.
Yeah, and if I'm the Chargers team, something that you always want to pay attention to is these turnovers that you are having teams commit, you want to convert off of that. This is what makes them such a good team, is that they force teams into 23 turnovers per game, but then they also convert off of it. So you don't want to let that hard work go to waste.
DU is thriving when they can get in those fast break situations. Royce Williams checked in at the last whistle, as did Chance Morrish. Bodies hit the deck on the loose ball. Coy Kirk Jr. under heavy duress somehow escapes and finds Jaden Honis. 2-on-1 for DU. Here's Smith through traffic, and it bounces out. Loose in the corner and run down by Curtis Henderson. So the Chargers bring in Morrish and Kirk Jr. Guys who have been big offensive points in spurts this year. Pass goes over the defense. Quick spin, Henderson, and the fancy finish for the senior transfer out of Hartford. Averaged 10 points a game over 2 seasons with the Hawks. Kirk driving. Hop step with the left. Can't finish through contact, and another rebound for Paul Green. 7-4, Penman leading, 14.5 to go in this first frame. Tyler Edor waiting to check in at the scorer's table. Penman try to set up the pick and roll, the reverse on the perimeter. Driving kick out on the right wing. 3 too strong from Ray Daniels. Quickly up ahead. Kirk in the corner for 3. Cashes in.
Beautiful pass there by Jaden Honis, whose head was up. He saw Kirk had the advantage out further in transition, and he kicked it over to him and knocked down on that 3.
Isaiah Honis with a takeaway on the pressure. Left elbow jumper off the heel. Jaden with the offensive rebound and some second chance points on the soft touch. It worked out. You got the points. You retake the lead 9-7. But another opportunity where the numbers advantage was the Chargers, and they took an unnecessary shot.
Absolutely. But I'm not mad at that, only because it's Isaiah Honis. That's a player who I want to see become that alpha male within the offense, shooting and scoring that basketball.
The pirouette and the finish for Paul Green, who's been remarkable this year. 14 points, 14.5 boards per game, and he's shooting over 55% from the floor. Swing into the corner. Kirk opts out of it. Driving. Swings far side. Morrish will tightrope the baseline and give it away to Isaiah Honis. With 8, double comes. Backdoor look intercepted. And Ray Daniels will work it up ahead for Brathwaite. And now Henderson. 9-9. 7 minutes in. Henderson tied up on the gather. And a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing toward the Penmen. But strong defense down low by Chance Morrish. We continue to see both these teams get their hands on really every gather, every pass. Nothing has been easy offensively.
Nah, but I know from one thing, for both coaches, they're happy defensively on how both of their teams are playing now. They just got to get it flowing offensively.
The Penmen, Royce Williams will inbound underneath. There were moves at the whistle. Tyler Edor into the game, along with Elijah Peters, the freshman who's gotten more and more run as we've hit the middle part of the season. Williams off the screen. Keyhole jumper, too strong. And Kirk will pull in the rebound. Poked away from behind, but out of play. Last touched by Royce Williams. Noah Harris, Royce Williams, Ray Daniels, Jordan Brathwaite, and Derek Grant Jr. on the floor for the Penmen. It's Jaden Honis, Chance Morrish, Coy Kirk Jr., Elijah Peters, and Tyler Edor for the Chargers. Edor on the left wing pounds the dribble and gives it away to Morrish. Likes to knife his way down low. Kicked out, Coy Kirk Jr. for 3. Fouled on the jump shot. Shot didn't go, but he'll get 3 at the stripe. Coy Kirk Jr., a transfer In his first year with the Chargers program out of Essex County College, we saw some big scoring performances early in the year. It has kind of filtered off for Kirk, but a guy who, if he can get going, scores at high volume.
Definitely, but not only that am I impressed that he has the ability to score, he's a well-rounded player. He could guard on the interior. He could guard on the perimeter. He could give you 10 points. He could rebound. He doesn't mind getting dirty. You need those utility glue players. He can knock down that corner three, and that's something that I like in this kid, Kirk, because he could give you an array of attributes and approaches to this game, and you could use him in different lineups.
And he doesn't seem to fall out of rhythm when the shots aren't dropping. He'll continue to let him fly when he's open, but he's not going to force it if he doesn't need to. As he splits the first two at the line, one more to come as Jabril Frikas comes into the game. But for Kirk, last year at Essex County College, he was top 20 in the nation at the junior college level, averaging 22 points per game. But he added 6 rebounds a night, 2 assists a game, and better than a steal a contest. As he goes 2 of 3 at the free throw line. 11-9, DU leading, 12:27 to go in half number 1. And Peters using the energy on the full court pressure. Up ahead for Grant on the left wing. He's already hit one from long range. Gives it back to Noah Harris. Penman working around the perimeter. They get it back for Williams. Grant on the slip screen. Swing for Brathwaite, and he walked with it. Put that first step down before the dribble. And it's another Southern New Hampshire turnover. Brathwaite will head to the bench. Brendan Choate in. 6'5" senior guard from Nashua, New Hampshire. Dribble handoff between Honis and Edor. Honis lost the handle and then commits the loose ball foul. Trying to hold off an oncoming Royce Williams. He's playing the role of Energizer Bunny out there right now.
Yeah, Royce Williams did a good job defensively. He knows that, sorry about to get these brothers mixed up. He knows that Jaden Honis is a primetime elite scorer for this Chargers team. So he is going to be all over him, as we just saw in that last play. And Jaden has to be mindful of that. Being leading scorer, a lot of players are going to key in on him and be a nag and a nuisance to him. And I think he got caught off guard on that play right there.
Yeah, Jaden Honis with just 2 points here so far. Peters knocks away a pass, but it stays with the Penman. Bam Maynard into the game for Dominican University. Maynard has played really well over the last couple of contests, coming off an 8.5 assist, 2 rebound performance in the win against Felician. A win that showed a lot of grit for DU. Here's a 3. Noah Harris drills it. Comes in today 35% from long range as the Marist College, now Marist University transfer. Penman up a singular point. Morris surveys, goes high post for Edor and gets it right back. Morris, dribble drive with the left, kick out Kirk. Sways with it, down the lane, Kirk quick feet, finishes over the front rim. 7 points for Coy Kirk Jr. to lead all scorers. 13-12, Chargers lead, 9 minutes into the game. Williams against the extended defensive Maynard. Chargers drop into a little bit of a matchup zone. Skip feed, Peters got in the picture with Noah Harris and knocked the pass out of play. Josh White back in. Chance Morrish to the bench for the Chargers. With DU last time out at Felician, shot just 22% from 3, just 44% from the line, and won a basketball game in conference, which just shows the grit and tenacity that this defense can produce. Deep 3, Harris, count it, and the foul. Chance on a 4-point play for Noah Harris.
You always want to know your personnel coming into the game. And as I was doing my homework, I saw that Noah Harris has 60 3-point attempts thus far for the year. So knowing that as a defender coming into this game, you have to be mindful that he is not shy of letting it go from beyond the arc. And we just see 2 back-to-back threes from him.
Yeah, he and Curtis Henderson are the true threats in that starting unit from long range as the free throw is missed, but Edor batted it out of play while he tried to secure with just the right hand. So it stays with Southern New Hampshire. Fresh 20 seconds, up 2. Williams goes over the defense with the initial pass to Derek Grant. They rotate up top with Choate. Trapped in the corner was Freakus. Good pump. Noah Harris. We're playing that point guard role. Goes to Williams for 3 off the heel. Rebound tipped around. Still loose in the near corner and run down by Brendan Choate. Penman, 40 rebounds a night for this Southern New Hampshire team. 3rd in the NE10 right now. Choate gives it up. They get it back to Harris. Deep 3 from the right wing, off front iron. And Kirk soars in for the rebound. He finds Maynard, now White, who will walk into a 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Peters and a foul. Got undercut as he went airborne. And Jamil Freakus will be called for the foul. The in-conference transfer from St. Michael's College. And a near platoon swap for the Penmen. Henderson, Green, Daniels all back in. Kirk down the lane, takes contact and hits the shot, but it won't count. Waved off immediately as the foul goes on the floor. It's the first against Paul Green, the 4th against Southern New Hampshire. Quick inbound from Maynard. He gets it back on the handoff via Smith. Maynard through traffic. Fouled on the way up. And Keyshawn Maynard going to the line for 2. A place where the Chargers have struggled mightily this year.
Definitely. Chargers shooting about 60% or hovering around
62%.
62% on the year. If you want to be a championship team, if you want to go far in conference play, in postseason play, you have to make free throws.
In the win against Felician, they were 12 of 27 from the free throw line as Keyshawn Maynard's no good on the first. Maynard had been clean from the stripe this year, now 8 for 10 on the season. Back end of the pair from Bam. He is good. 15-14, Penman still leading, 9:37 to go in the first. The Chargers set up that 1-2-2 full court pressure. Harris gets it across to Green and then will retrieve right back. The swing to Henderson, and that's a double dribble. Chargers force another turnover. It's the 7th by Southern New Hampshire already. As Isaiah Honis checks back into the game, he'll replace Peters. So White, Zay Honis, Kirk, Smith, and Maynard for the Chargers. White drew the switch, swings for Honis. On the left wing now, Maynard in the corner. Forces it to Smith on the low block. Smith facing up, puts down the dribble. Double team, kick out White. Pumps, drives, lost it on the way up, but regathers. Tried to shuffle to a cutting Smith, but too hot to handle. Still loose, and somehow Paul Green comes away with it. Dude just has a nose for the basketball. Deep 3, Noah Harris. Line drive off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, Daniels, and the elbow 2 is too strong as well. Maynard pulls it in for the Chargers and will walk it across the timeline. Honis nearly lost the touch, then threw it away. Green on the move. Green goes up and finishes around Isaiah Honis.
Tough finish by Green. Isaiah Honis, 6'6", long, lengthy forward. That's a great shot and finish on transition.
Green continues his impressive start for the 2024-25 campaign as we get a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Green. He'll be charged for his 2nd and the Penman's 6th. But they're going to leave Green in the game, it appears, as Derek Grant Jr. checks out. And Green will join him as well. Brathwaite and Choate in. White goes for Honis, coming around the screen. Elbow jumper is pure.
And that's what I like to see from Zay Honis, being aggressive within the offense. and knocking down that three. And what I like even more is that it came from Josh White, the lead point guard of this team that has to find his teammates and make sure that they're getting shot opportunities.
Huge block from Smith, and the second chance tip no good from Brathwaite. Those were Honis' first points of the game. It's Coy Kirk leading everybody. He's got 7 of the Chargers' 16. Honis for a cutting Dickerson. Right hand, left side for the finish. And the Chargers jump in front 18-17 with 7.5 to go. Look, we saw it in the opener when the Chargers held Adelphi to 41 points. This is the type of game Joe Clinton wants to play, predicated on defense. But Harris, with a huge answer, hits from long range, his third. But holding a Penman team right now just to 20 points over 13 minutes to begin the game. Smith on the high post, trying to turn the corner on Brathwaite, can't hit. Short-armed the layup, and Brathwaite pulled in the rebound. 20-18, Snoo leading. Deep three from Henderson, rattles home. Curtis Henderson, the Hartford transfer, who's 47% from distance this year, hits a big one, and it's 23-18. Penman in front. Chargers are going to take a timeout. Joe Clinton wants to regroup with his team down by 5. We'll take a quick break and return with more hoops after this on the CACC Network. Welcome back in on the CACC Network. Jacob Kronberg, Matt Augustin here on Coach Baxter Court. Chargers down by 5, 23-18 with just under 7 to go in the first. It's White on the perimeter, trying to drive on Daniels. He'll shuffle it out to Maynard. And a swing to Dickerson. Against the zone, Maynard's three barely grazed the front of the rim, and Daniels with the rebound and is fouled on his first step by Dickerson. First against Dickerson, just the third against the Chargers. But for DU, it's been a struggle this year. That long-range shooting has just been too inconsistent. 33% on the year. This is a team that was at 38% at the end of last season. Chance Moorish back into the game to replace Josh White. He and Zay Honis on the full court pressure. The Penman break it, go to Daniels. Quick elbow two, off the heel. Long rebound, run down by Choate, but he stepped on the sideline.
And Choate just out-hustled 3 Chargers team. He came from the furthest end of the court to beat all of them on the sprint to get that rebound. And those are bad signs that you see as a coach. You want to limit that, and you do not want to see that. Your team has to wake up and make sure possessions like that do not happen. Although he did turn it over, so it worked in their favor.
Those are winning plays, and this is a Penman team that has won a ton over the last couple of seasons. Back-to-back 20-plus win years. They were 24-11 last year and ended up being one of the final 8 teams remaining in the country. So another Charger turnover. Choate in transition. Slings it up top for Henderson. It will slow down the pace. Maynard extending defense on him. Good snatch back by Henderson. Drew the switch but couldn't capitalize. For Brathwaite, he'll drive down the left lane through traffic. No good. Loose rebound. Bounces out of play, and the Chargers take over. Penman were the NE10 champs a season ago, their third in program history. They took down Southern Connecticut State in the title game, and as mentioned, marched all the way to the Elite Eight before suffering a 60-68 loss to national powerhouse Nova Southeastern, who lost that national title game last year to Minnesota State. Another errant miss by DU. But Henderson in transition, another double dribble. That's turnover number 9 by Southern New Hampshire. Dominican has 8 of their own.
And Southern New Hampshire is already flirting with their total turnovers per game at 13. So let's see if they can continue to limit this, because this is going to be a key for them if they want to win this game.
They can turn it over all they want if DU's not going to capitalize on it. Dickerson spinning in the paint. Went up strong, can't hit. Good offensive rebound for Jewels, and he's fouled on the second chance effort. It's going to go against Brathwaite. First against Jordan, team 7, so DU's going to shoot the rest of the way. Jewels Dickerson at the line for 2, where he is just 56% this year, and he is no good on the first. Royce Williams and Derek Grant Jr. check back in for Jack Perry's crew, replacing Brathwaite and Harris. Here's the second of 2 for Dickerson, and he hits, but the Chargers just 4 of 8 from the stripe here in the first half. Woes continue. Good trap in the corner. Isaiah Honis took it away, and then he's tied up with Williams. Possession arrow does favor the Chargers here. They'll take over, a chance to make it a one-possession game. Down 23-19, under 5 to go in the first. Maynard to inbound underneath his own basket. Gets it to Smith. Smith goes up quickly, can't hit, loose rebound, falls to the lap of Henderson. Full turn on the Jets. Looking for Daniels, too much heat on it. And the Penmen turned it over for the 10th time. In comes Tyler Edor to spell Manny Smith. Smith, who has 4 points, 1 rebound, and a pair of blocks in 12 minutes so far. But who's going to step up offensively for DU? Coy Kirk Jr. has 7 points. Smith with 4. Nobody else has made more than a single basket. Edor, long 2 off the side of the rim. Dickerson will chase down the miss. Another opportunity for the Chargers. Morish will bark out the play call. And we get a foul away from the ball. It was a personal, it looked like, at Williams. Then Honis is going to pick up a tech for an unnecessary shove as he walked by Williams. So Williams picks up his first, the team's 8th. Honis picks up his first, the team's 4th.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm not mad at Honis, right? As anytime you feel some confrontation or receive confrontation, you have to nip that in the butt early. You have to nip that in the butt early, and you got to send a message. And sometimes that's what you got to do. If a player's in your space, you got to let them know, like, chill out, send that message. And for someone like Honis, who is, I could say, at times could be passive within the offense, this was a good spot for him right here to show his aggressiveness and to show how serious he's about his craft.
He's an uber-talented player on both sides of the floor, averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, a couple assists a night. A guy was on the CACC All-Tournament team last year. But the refs are still trying to sort out the free throw situation here. On the original personal foul, it would be a 1-and-1 for Isaiah Honis. Unstriped at the line as Honis misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So now we will get the technical free throws for Curtis Henderson, and it'll be Penman ball to follow. Henderson 94.5% at the line this year. And Piron the first. This is a Penman team, 77% from the stripe as a team, second in the NE10 so far. But he goes 1-and-1. Maybe it's the gym. Maybe it's the gym that can't hit free throws as Henderson splits the pair. 24-19, SNU leading. Coy Kirk Jr. into the game for Isaiah Honis. It's Kirk, Dickerson, Morish, Edor, and Maynard. For Dominican, Henderson, Williams, Daniels, Grant Jr., and Green for Southern New Hampshire. Just in the nick of time, they get it across midcourt to avoid the 10-second violation. And they'll swing on the perimeter. Grant muffs the dribble handoff, last touched by Dickerson. That pass was intended for Royce Williams. 12 to go on the shot clock. Daniels gets it in for Grant. Right back to Daniels with those long strides, elevates, air ball, and it's loose, and Edor comes away with it. He's fouled by Paul Green, who is in disbelief. That's going to be the third against Paul Green. Still a 1-1, the 9th team foul against the Penmen, but the nation's leading rebounder, who also produces 14 points a night, has got 3 personal fouls in the first half.
Yeah, pretty impressive by Green, averaging 14 points and 14 rebounds to go along with that, but he has to be mindful. You know he has 2 fouls. It looked like Edor had a good grip on that rebound. He tried to play the numbers game and get that steal, and it worked against them at that time. So now he got to head to the bench. So in plays like that, you just want to be a little bit mindful. 4 minutes left here in the fourth. He could have just played solid defensively and not gamble for the rest of this first half, and he probably would have still been on the court.
Yeah, you have to assume we won't see him again this first half, but how does the minute dispersion work in half number 2? Because he is a crucial part of this team. Tyler Edor goes perfect on his trip to the free throw line. Now 7 of 9 from the stripe this year, and it's a 1-possession game. Henderson and Harris work it across the timeline. Loose ball run down by Henderson. Floater high off the glass, can't hit, gets his own miss. He'll kick out Harris. Deep 3 off front iron. Loose rebound, and Dickerson's got it. None of these rebounds have been clean. It's been hands in the cookie jar all day long. Morris down the left lane, takes contact, can't hit, but a foul.
Chance Morris is great going downhill with that left hand, as we just saw in that last play. He does a great job of breaking down defenders, whether it's team or individual man. And as we just saw in that last play, he did a great job.
Started the season red hot, did Morris. Had a 13 and a 19-point performance early on. The scoring has filtered off just a little bit, but a guy who has so clearly made big strides to his offensive game from freshman to sophomore year.
Yeah, definitely for Chance. You can see the players who worked on their game this summer. Chance has stepped into a role where he's averaging, I want to say, double figures or near double figures. So he's definitely has done a good job working on his game. Now let's see if he can continue and build off of that.
He goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Curtis Henderson checked out of the game after his second personal foul. So Royce Williams in under pressure. And the escape feed goes for Ray Daniels. Daniels driving through contact, can't hit, gets his own miss, and puts it off the glass and in. 15 points a game for Ray Daniels, leading this team, a guy who can get to his spot whenever he wants. And the lead back to 5 with under 3 to go. And DU capitalized with 2 of the Penman starters in early foul trouble. Morris for 3, cashes in. Chance Morris, first made three-pointer of the season, just the second of his career. Daniels, after breaking the pressure, fouled on his way up. Chargers not happy about the call, thought Edor was straight up there. It'll be the first on Tyler Edor, and going to the line for 2 is Daniels. Daniels, an 82% free thrower on the season. And his third stop in college is Daniels. He's been a bucket getter at all 3 as he hits the first free throw. Started at Miles Community College, averaged 18 points per game there, went on to Southern Nevada, where he averaged 14.5 last season, and right at an even 15 a night here in his first season with the Penmen.
What are the odds he has a 4th school?
Pretty high in this day and age. I think we're running out of the COVID years somewhere, though. No more 6th and 7th years. at least in basketball. White and Jaden Honis into the game. Here's Jaden driving from the right wing, fading pass into the corner for White. Good pump. Escapes for Jaden Honis, all alone for three. Nylon.
Smart play by Josh White right there. He had the open three. He's got his defender off his feet with the pull up, with the pump fake, and found Honis on that top of the
Those are
key.
two veteran guards, two of your captains who spent a lot of time in this first half on the bench, come in and make an immediate impact. Daniels blocked on the way up by White, and Kirk pulls in the rebound. All tied at 27, a minute 45 to go in the first. Honis thought about the three. He works his way to the keyhole against the smaller Williams. White and Honis continue that two-man game. Jaden's three, count it, and the foul. A chance at 4 after he and Williams get twisted up into a pretzel after the foul. That's what Jaden Honis can do. He's got that microwave badge, slow start, just 2 points in the first 18 minutes of this game. He's got 6 over the last 2 possessions and a chance to put the Chargers up by multiple possessions here.
And he cannot sleep on the scorer, right? Jaden Honis could go quiet for that first 15 or so minutes of this game. And once he see that ball go through that bucket, it switches something in that mind. And as we're seeing in the last few plays, Jaden Honis is waking up.
Honis missed the free throw, got his own miss, and then is hammered on the putback, but no call. They say ball first. But Honis following his miss there, a rare miss at the free throw line for Jaden. They go right back to him off the inbound play. Step back three for Honis, blocked on the way up. Daniels had it, but lost it on one dribble. DU with numbers. And the official is going to stop play, I believe, due to a shot clock issue. Another one of those back and forths where possession changed hands 4 or 5 times in a matter of seconds. So the Chargers inbound with 27 on the shot clock. They get it to Jaden coming around the screen. Low block, Edor. Backing down his man. Lefty floater is pure for Tyler Edor. Smooth finish for the big man who has struggled to put the ball in the hole at points this year, but a guy that this coaching staff has a lot of hope for going forward. Chargers up 5, under a minute to go in the first. It's 32-27. Kirk and Honis on the double. Nobody went back to get choked. Past Edor, lost his footing. Can't hit first try, but punches in the second. Just kind of lazy on the defensive rotation there for DU. Still up by 3. They're not going to go for the 2-for-1 here. Try and work a clean possession. Daniels on White. White driving left lane, kicks to the corner for Edor. Nearly threw it away, but Honis controls. 10 to work on the timer. You know Jaden Honis wants the ball in his hands. Edor sets the screen. Honis skipped to the corner for Kirk. Contested 3 off the side of the rim. They call it foul. They call it treetop.
Treetop.
Kirk did go down. We've seen a lot of contact. Yes, some embellishment from both sides, but a lot of contact on these three-point shots, which is a dangerous game to play. Isaiah Honis into the game for Tyler Edor. Manny Smith in as well. Honis goes to the bench. That's Jaden. 14 seconds to go. Penman will likely take the final shot. Down by 3. White guarding Harris. They get it to Grant Jr. Can't leave Harris alone here. He's got limitless range. Into the corner. 3 at the buzzer. Good. Dante Green, who just
to a rhythm. We did see this Penman team break out with some runs mid to late in that first half, and then the Chargers closing it out strong. So let's see if they could carry that over into the second half.
Penman start with the ball. Paul Green driving, tries to finish right hand, left side can't. Couple of rebounds tipped around, and Derek Grant Jr. is going to be called for a foul. So Paul Green gets the start here in half number 2, playing with 3 personal fouls. Curtis Henderson with 2 personals, Royce Williams as well. Derek Grant Jr. just picked up his first, but he will check out. and be replaced by Brendan Cho. For the Chargers, Josh White, Jaden Honis, Isaiah Honis, Juelz Dickerson, and Manny Smith. Same starting five. Backdoor, Jaden Honis all alone for the finish. Honis, the first in the game in double figures. It's 34-32 Chargers, 30 seconds into the half. Henderson and Harris trying to work it across the timeline and barely get it over before the 10 seconds. White on Henderson. Good screen by Cho. He rolls. Henderson couldn't get it to him. Instead, he swings to the wing. Green driving. Teardrop falls over the top of Smith. Green being ultra aggressive even with the three personals. We're tied again at 34. Jaden Honis on the left wing. Goes away from the Smith screen. Skip feed batted back by Ray Daniels, showing off that 6'8 wingspan. Honis with 7. Pocket feed Smith. He drives. Good body control to avoid Paul Green and finish.
And that's Honis' bread and butter. He likes that pick and roll action, whether it's in the middle of the court or the side of the court like we just saw. He was able to dump it off of Manny Smith on that lane.
Smith has 6 points. Henderson, hop step in the lane, passes out for Harris. The former Marist College Red Fox pulls up with a hand in his face and drills it. Penman take their first lead of the second half. It's 37-36, and Harris has a dozen on 4 made threes, averaging just 9 points a game this year. Josh White will direct the offense with the left hand while pounding the righty dribble. Gets it to Jaden Honis. Wraparound feed for Dickerson. He drives through traffic, can't finish with the left, and Paul Green with the rebound. Green's got just 3 rebounds and a pair of points. Harris kicks it out for Cho. Dribble handoff to Daniels, who has room. Daniels, high gather, floats off the glass and in.
And that's a good sign for this Penman team to get Ray Daniels flowing within this offense. It will hit a little stagnant in the first half where he didn't get into a rhythm, but seeing him starting this second half this way is a sign that the Chargers need to start paying more attention to him and make sure he does not get hot.
It just feels so easy for Ray Daniels at that size and with his strength to get to the spots he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. A 6'6 guard, long length, linky, has a knack for scoring the basketball.
The loose ball foul goes against Curtis Henderson, his third, the team's second. As Coy Kirk Jr. checks into the game for Juelz Dickerson. It's a Penman team on the year averaging 77 points per game. White blocked on the long two, and Green pulls it in. But over their 4-game winning streak, SNU averaging 85 points per night and winning on an average margin of 17.5 points. Pocket feed down low for Green, using his strength. Shot altered on the way up, and then a loose ball foul after the Coy Kirk rebound. Are they going to get Green or Choate? It's going to be Brendan Choate. His first, the team's third.
Now, if I'm Coach Clinton, I know that one of their star players, Green, has 3 fouls. I'm running actions to him 3 times in a row to put him in that spot where he either is going to have to play soft defense or he's going to be aggressive, and that works in their favor on being able to draw a 4th foul on him.
Green defending Kirk. Honis has it. Fade away with 2 feet in the paint and cashes in. A dozen for Jaden Honis. 39-38, SNU in front, 16:27 to go in the ballgame. Pressure at half court, timeout taken by Jack Perry and the Penman, the 7th-year head coach who won his first NE10 championship as a coach last year. Trying to settle his team down. They were breaking the pressure pretty easily in the first half at points, but really slow tempo trying to get it across the timeline here, and that's a big part of what DU does. They like to press. They're going to press for all 40 minutes.
DU, one of the top teams in the country with their full court pressure. They do a great job of forcing teams into turnovers. They average 12 steals per game, and not only that, you got a big defensive shot blocker in the back of that line in Manny Smith. So they put a little fear in you, or they make you think before you react, and before you know it, you're turning the basketball over. So Coach Perry, coming into the second half, didn't want to play no games, call a quick timeout, make sure that his team is attentive to what they talked to during the halftime and cracking this DU full court press.
So much speed, so much quickness, and everyone up and down this Chargers roster is a plus defender. Dante Green into the game, hit a big triple at the end of the first half to tie the game at 33. Dribble handoff to Harris. Couldn't get it to Daniels, and Harris will try and go to work on White with 6. Little two-man game, he and Grant. Harris driving baseline, fadeaway jumper, spins out. And the rebound secured by Jaden Honis. He'll pause for a moment, now turn on the Jets. The trailer is his brother Zay, who launches from 3 and hits.
I love that, and I love to see Zay Honis shoot that basketball. His brother looked out for him for that 3 in transition.
Honis up to 5 points, and the Chargers up by 2. Harris draws the double, spins out of it, and passes to Grant. There's a log jam up top, and now Green will settle it. Green driving, parts the C's, and hits the lefty layup. Dante Green, 6'3" freshman from Long Island. He's the number 8 player in New York last season. Elbow jumper, Jaden Honis rattles it home. And if Honis starts to get hot, this DU offense gets a whole different look and gets a whole lot more dangerous.
Coach Perry doing a great job. He's icing this Chargers team. You see he had that turnover about to come. He called a quick timeout and stayed on top of his team. The Chargers looking like they're starting to get into our offensive flow, and Coach Perry called another timeout. So I kind of like what he's doing right now, stopping the Chargers from getting on that run. Usually we see the Chargers have that moment within the game where they go on runs and kind of spread the lead out. He's kind of icing that right now.
And between these two teams, the Chargers are the one that have played in more tighter games this season. A 4-point win last time out against Felician. They had a 3-point win at Millersville. A 10-point win against Franklin Pierce. Meanwhile, we mentioned Southern New Hampshire outscoring teams by about 18 a night over their 4-game winning streak. The number 3 team in the East region right now are the Penmen. DU sets up pressure out of the timeout, up 43-41, 5 minutes into the half. Harris slowing things down. Goes to Grant Jr. up top, who hit a triple early, hasn't attempted one since. Fakes the first handoff, now gives for Daniels. Step back at the keyhole, can't hit. Long rebound. Harris, the floater, bounces out, but a foul. Smith got him coming down from the block attempt. The first against Manny Smith, the first foul against the Chargers this half. And Harris goes to the stripe for 2. And Harris cannot hit the first. His first miss from the line this year, he was just 5 of 5 prior. But he misses both, and Smith will high point the rebound. Remains a 2-point game after the empty trip to the stripe for Harris. The Penman team that comes in 77% from the line this year is 2 of 7 at the charity stripe. Deep position for Honis. He kicks out Kirk, left wing 3 off the front of the rim, not there, and Henderson with the rebound. He's playing with 3 fouls. Daniels calling for it. Daniels weaving his way down low, draws the foul, but can't hit the layup. That's going to be 2 on Manny Smith.
And I like the aggressive approach from Ray Daniels in this second half. You can see he got his foot on the pedal, pushing that pressure on DU's defense, forcing them to make a decision.
He knows he has a length advantage on whomever's guarding him as a 6'6" guard, and a true one at that. He's good on the first free throw. Daniels up to 10 points, the second. Penman in double figures. Joining Noah Harris. Paul Green goes over to the scorer's table, ready to check in, as Daniels hits free throw number 2. Green in, Harris to the bench. So it's Henderson, Daniels, Green, Choate, and Derek Grant Jr. Big lineup out there for Stu. White goes to Zay Honis up top, now to his brother Jaden. Deep behind the left wing 3. Smith with the slip screen. Good rotation. Kirk with the pump, driving on Green. Kirk high off the glass, can't hit. Tip from Smith, not there, and Green pulls it in. They get it to Green as the trailer across midcourt, takes it to the block. Good spin, but can't hit the layup. Loose rebound, but a foul first. It's going to be on the floor against Jaden Honis. His second, the team's third, and Tyler Edor will come in. 43-43, 13:39 to go. And Zay Honis and Ray Daniels getting a chat from our official here. Zay's got to be careful. He's already got one technical from a skirmish earlier between he and Henderson. And the Chargers are going to switch Honis off him just to make sure nothing happens, because Daniels can afford to take one here if he could draw a double tech of some sorts. Daniels up top, driving, extends the arm, and a defensive foul. Ray Daniels initiated, fully extended that right arm, and it catches a break. It's the second on White. He'll check out for Chance Morrish. Penman go right back to Daniels. Shifts his man. Daniels alters the shot midair and hits.
Ray Daniels is not playing. He's trying to get his buckets. He knows what time it is. The team needs him to step up and score, and that's exactly what he's doing.
He's got 11 now. Kirk driving from the corner. Spins, fades, and hits. Friendly roll off the front iron for Coy Kirk Jr. He's got 9 points. First of the half, though, for Kirk. Kick ball as Honis put his left leg in the way of the passing lane. Henderson trying to sprint his way across midcourt and does. With a longer Isaiah Honis on him. Grant comes, now backs away from the screen. Henderson gets it to him. Quick rotation, Daniels. He's the hot hand. Doubled, stripped by Edor, who dives to the ground to take and gets it away to Morrish. Chance down the lane, can't finish high off the glass. Offensive rebound, Kirk, and it's blocked out of bounds from behind by Green.
Good hustle by the big fella there. Edor getting that deflection and starting the transition break. All started with his hustle.
Stripping it from the guard, Daniels, and getting to the ball first. And not even that. The awareness of where his teammates were to get a clean pass away. Kirk on the right wing, driving on Green, takes the bump, spins out for Edor. And a quick rotation to Honis. Skip into the corner for Morrish. Now it's Edor down low, trying to face up Grant. One arm feed to the corner. Kirk driving, and a foul on the floor. That's going to be number 4 on Paul Green.
And that's what you want to do. You want to put the pressure on Green, and Coy Kirk was the great offensive drive, creating that opportunity to draw that foul on Green, and now he has to sub out the game.
And that's the guy who I want taking it at, Paul Green. Kirk can handle the ball decently well. Yeah, he's not Jaden or Isaiah Honis, but he's got the size that's going to force Green to be physical guarding the drive. Taken away by Daniels. 1-on-1. Honis went for the strip. Daniels beat him with the finger roll. And it's 47-45, Snoo in front. Chargers quick the other way. Jaden Honis thought about the long 3. Instead will pound the dribble with the right. Working on Grant. Gets it to Zay. Down low, Edor overthrown off the glass and right to Ray Daniels. Chance to make it a 2-possession game for the first time this half. Henderson for Cho. Now Harris on the right wing. Finds the cutter in Cho. Circus layup, no, and Edor pulls it in. Deep outlet for Isaiah Honis. He pumps, drives, righty floater, bounces out, and Cho with the one-armed rebound. Isaiah Honis just 2 of 8 from the floor today. As Ben Maynard goes to the scorer's table to check in. Henderson, slide step, feeds down low. Grant all alone, the pump, and the wide open finish for Derek Grant Jr. Grant, who averaged 10 points per game a year ago, to go with 6 rebounds as he was on the NE10 all-defensive team. His team's lead is 4. Honis finds a cutting Moorish through traffic. Moorish hits the lefty layup. Good off-ball movement by Chance Moorish to make it a 1-possession game. 10:39 to go. Henderson breaks the pressure, swings to the wing for Choate, now gets it right back. Motion offense up top, they get it to Daniels. Off the down screen. Now it's Henderson. Double comes and Edor reached. They'll be called for the foul. Second on Edor, 5th against DU. Keyshawn Maynard in, replacing Jaden Honis, who's got a team-high 14 points and 6 assists. Backdoor. Daniels elevates for the jam. Can't get it, but a foul. Daniels trying to bring the house down. He continues to get to his spots with ease. Personal against Moorish. Chargers 6th. So the Penmen, who are 77% from the line as a team this year, will shoot for the final 10 minutes of this game. Joels Dickerson replaces Isaiah Honis. Daniels goes 1 of 2. Remains a 1-possession game. 50-47, SNU leads. Backdoor, good feed, Edor. Dickerson with the jam.
Nice pass by the big fella, and Dickerson going backdoor, getting the 2-hand dunk.
This is the best we've seen Edor play on the floor this year. 4 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, making things difficult down low. And he's the lone man on this 4-corner offense set up by the Penmen. Daniels trying to drive baseline, kicks out Grant. He'll let it fly from the right wing. Too strong, long rebound. Maynard saves it. Probably should have just let it bounce out, but Dickerson keeps it in play. Maynard to the block for Edor. Pass tipped away. Dickerson with the loose ball, and then he throws it away. Chargers just moving a little too quickly there. Got ahead of themselves on a couple of those passes. The 11th Dominican University turnover. Choate checks out, Brathwaite in. Harris coming off the screen. Good wrap feed down low for Brathwaite. He swings into the corner. Daniels with room for 3. Nylon.
Corey Court got caught. Help side defense sinking and filling, trying to stop that 2-point conversion in the paint, and his man got left open. So I'm not mad at Kirk on that, but he left the best scorer right now on the floor wide open. He made him pay.
Daniels has 16. Kirk will pull up from the free throw line. Can't hit. Daniels with the rebound. His team up by 4. Just under 9 to go. Daniels spinning in traffic, and he walked with it. Can't go step, hop, step, spin twice. Might get away with that in the NBA sometimes, but not here. Josh White back into the game. Jaden Honis as well. Moorish and Maynard to the bench. So it's White, Jaden Honis, Juels Dickerson, Coy Kirk Jr., and Tyler Edor. White rolling left. Calls for the Edor screen. White down the lane, backing down Harris. White fading. Tried to go off the glass, couldn't hit. Rebound tipped around and a foul. White collided into the backside of Noah Harris. It's going to be the third on White. And free throws upcoming for the Penmen. But first, Joe Clinton's going to take a timeout. His first, Penmen leading 53-89. 8.5 to go in this non-conference heavyweight battle here on the CACC Network. Welcome back inside the Hennessy Center along with Matt Augustin. I'm Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. Noah Harris at the line for a 1-and-1 coming out of the timeout, and he cashes in on the first free throw. Harris, who went 0 for 2 on his first trip to the stripe tonight, came in 5 of 5 on the year from the free throw line. Back end of the pair is good. So the lead is 6, 55-49. Southern New Hampshire in front, 8:25 to go in the ball game. Josh White slows down the offense. The graduate student captain. Dickerson for Kirk. Full head of steam. Coy Kirk into the double. Draws the foul. Harris and Brathwaite in the picture, and it's going to go against Noah Harris, his second, and the team's fifth.
And Coy Kirk has been very aggressive on the offensive end, which has been paying off for this Chargers team. Does a great job of getting downhill so far in this game, creating opportunities for him to score, whether that's shooting from the field or getting fouled and converting from the free throw line.
Goes to the line for 2. 2 of 3 tonight from the stripe. It's Kirk as he hits the first. A guy who he's a pure shooter. He's a scorer. That's what he does. Even he has struggled at the free throw line this season. Counting the makes today, he is 19 of 31 from the free throw line. That is just above 60%. As he goes 1 of 2 here. 55-50. Penmen leading, 8 to play. Both sides looking for a big non-conference regional victory today. After slower starts of the year as either would have hoped. Grant goes into the body of White. And Josh White called for or rather Dickerson down there called for the foul. His second, team's 8th, and it puts Derek Grant Jr. at the free throw line. Guy has been a staple of this Penman basketball team for the last 4 years. Playing in his 95th career game, 54th start over these 4 seasons. And Grant hits the first free throw. Grant comes from a basketball family. Sister played 4 years of Division I hoops at Clemson and St. John's. Played professionally in the WNBA. But Grant goes 1 of 2. Here's Dickerson the other way. Lost it and stepped on the baseline when he tried to regather. An unforced error by the Chargers, and Zay Honis will take the spot of Dickerson. So here comes the true full court pressure, that 94 feet man-to-man. by DU. The pass goes up ahead for Brathwaite, and they're over the timeline. Henderson to regroup the offense. Goes away from the Grant screen. Draws the switch, elevates over Honis, can't hit. Edor with a big rebound. Who can the Chargers turn to for some consistent offense? Jaden Honis is 14, Coy Kirk Jr. is 10. It's Isaiah Honis. Pick and pop for Edor. Baseline jumper short. And Harris bursts in for the rebound. Poked away by White, but all the Chargers had retreated back. Snew with it up by 6. 6:45 to go. Grant calling for Daniels. He's got a game-high 19 points. Gives it away to Henderson straight away. Harris around the screen for 3. Grazes the front of the rim. Loose, diving for it. Brathwaite, he's got it. Bullet pass down low. Grant can't handle it. And the Chargers catch a break, but another hustle offensive rebound by the Southern New Hampshire Penmen. Manny Smith will check back in, giving Tyler Edor a breather, but some huge minutes from Edor tonight. 15 of them off the bench. 4 points, 4 boards, a nifty backdoor assist. Played really well down low against Grant.
Now, Edor has done a great job. Kudos to the freshman thus far has come to play. Now, this is what you want to build off of performances like this.
Zay Honis with it straight away. Working left. Back for Kirk Jr., who lost his footing. Ball on the deck. Grant's got it. Henderson with speed up ahead. Works from right wing to left. Reverses back to Grant Jr. Trying to turn on Kirk. Draws the switch. Pass up top. Smith went for the steal, couldn't get it. Brathwaite down low. Over to Grant in the corner, 5 to go. Finds the guard in Harris. Harris with 2, a prayer at the buzzer, can't hit. Offensive rebound for the Penmen again. Harris slings it up top for Henderson. Passes around the defender, lets it go, and can't hit. And the Chargers take over after the rebound was knocked out by Grant. It's now 14 offensive rebounds for the Southern New Hampshire Penmen. And the time has come with 5:32 to go, up by 6. Jack Perry is going to turn back to Paul Green, who's got 4 personal fouls. 6 points, 5 boards, 2 steals for Green today. A guy who came in averaging 14 and 14. The nation's leading rebounder.
Now I'll go right back to the same action. Put him in an action where he has to guard Coy Kirk in an isolation situation. And let's see how he responds.
3 bunch in the keyhole for DU as White runs the point. Here's Kirk up top. Green sagging. Kirk didn't want the 3. Never really thought about it. Honis going to drive and kick for Kirk. Down the lane around Daniels. Can't hit the layup. And a big rebound for Grant Jr.
Now you saw Green was soft on that defense. That was a good drive by Kirk. He just did not convert. Ray Daniels came with some help side defense and kind of altered the shot of Kirk. But I'm just going to still look at that next play down because Green is very mindful that he had 4. He does not want to commit a reckless foul.
Yeah, and if he's going to do that, you don't necessarily need to play for the foul. Can you get a guy like Jaden Honis with Green switched on him where Honis can get to the rim? Manny Smith picked up a personal foul about 90 feet from his defensive basket, his second, team's 9th, and it's a 1-and-1 for Grant, who misses the first. Smith rebound, and the Chargers will work left to right. Down by 6, under 5 to play. Honis driving, Euros, and some English off the rim and in for Jaden Honis. He's got 16. The Chargers are going to need him down the stretch. He has been the majority of the offense today. Pass up ahead, intercepted by Smith. Turnover number 16 by the Penmen. Here's a three from Zay, too strong. And a battle for the rebound is knocked out. Last touched by White in the Chargers. Harris gets it across midcourt to Daniels, and he walked with it. Put down one dribble, but then stuttered the feet on the gather. And another Southern New Hampshire turnover. Team that is usually very disciplined, just 13 turnovers a game. Up to 17 now, and a chance for the Chargers to make it a one-possession game. Brendan Choate checked in for Brathwaite at the last whistle. Honis, pocket feed for Smith, who hammers it home. A rim rattler from Manny Smith makes it a 2-point game, 56-54 with under 4 to go.
And you see Honis and Smith love that pick and roll action. Once again, you see them convert on that two-hand dunk from that side line pick and roll.
Honis now with 7 assists. Henderson free throw line jumper can't answer. Daniels on the offensive rebound, and he was fouled. Another one of those with a guy from each side involved where Daniels has kind of gotten the benefit of the doubt. And Ray Daniels will get 2 free throws after the third personal on Smith. Chargers have been good the last couple of minutes of games this season. In their last win a week ago from today against Felician, they trailed by as many as 17. And that was late in the second half. They came back on a 35-14 run to beat the Golden Falcons. But the impressive mark is they held Felician to just 2 points over the last 6 minutes of that game. Obviously, you can't expect that time in and time again, but that's what this defense is capable of. As Daniels splits, but an offensive rebound for Green. Henderson on the outside. Wraparound feed for Grant. Hands off Daniels. Daniels with 20. Elevates to the free throw line. Passes for Green. Whole drive. The up and under. Not there. Rebound for Kirk. Chargers down by 3. Just over 3 minutes to play. Honis gets the Smith screen. And then Honis fouled. They're going to get Derek Grant Jr. his second, the team's 6th. So the Chargers will shoot the remainder of this one as well as Joe Clinton takes a timeout. Penman 57, Chargers 54, 3:03 to go in regulation. We've got a good finish in store after this on the CACC Network. It's crunch time for the Chargers, down by 3, 3 minutes to go on their home floor, trying to take down the Penmen of Southern New Hampshire. We welcome you back in on the CACC Network. Kirk drives into traffic, Can't hit, loose rebound, Jaden Honis. He spins it off the glass and in. Honis has 18. And it's a 1-point game. Jacob Kronberg, Matt Augustin, live inside the Hennessy Center where the Chargers are trying to continue their unbeaten month of December, and they force a 10-second violation. Their defense continues to keep them in this. That's 18 forced turnovers against SNU. A chance to take the lead here with a 2 or 3. It's Josh White, Jaden Honis, Isaiah Honis, Coy Kirk Jr., and Manny Smith. The frequent closing unit for this team. Kirk with Green on him. Shuffles underneath. Smith the reverse layup, and the Chargers jump in front.
And this is exactly what's happening. Green has to play soft on Kirk, and he's able to, and just had a steal right there, but he's able to force.
Smith goes up and is hit hard. Airborne Manny Smith was undercut and hit the deck hard. Grant Jr. picks up the foul. I think they're going to get someone out to look at Smith. I'm surprised a little bit that the officials aren't discussing this with just how frequently things get upgraded this year. It's all about just unneeded motions. How hard was the foul? How protected was Smith? I mean, he went to bring down that rim. There were 3 Penmen there, and Smith said, I don't care. He is back up on his feet. A little bit hobbling right now, but, there's nothing that's keeping Manny Smith out of this game right now.
Nah, definitely love how he attacks the basket on that relentlessly. Now let's see if he could give us 2 for 2 or even 1 for 2 from the line.
Smith has 10 points in the game. These will be his first 2 free throws. A place that he has not been fond of through this season. A 48% free throw shooter. He is 24 of 50 at the line this season. And he banks it in. Like, you'll take what you can get. Not just from Smith, but the whole team has struggled at the line this year.
I think he heard you.
He needs no advice from me. I just read the numbers right now for him. But a perfect trip for Manny Smith. Timeout, Penman. Look, Smith has done it at points this year. He had a game at Millersville earlier this season, a big non-conference PSAC win for the Chargers, 3-point win. Smith went 8 of 11 from the free throw line. It's there. It's just not consistent right now for the majority of the guys in this lineup. But those are 2 big ones to make it a 3-possession game with 2:23 to go. And the Penmen are going to call a timeout. Look, it's a game of runs. You talk about it all the time, Matt. It started with the Penmen in the first half. Chargers closed things out really nicely to take a lead at one point there. Penmen, good start to the second half. Late here, the Chargers back in front.
Yeah, and like I said throughout this whole game, the Chargers is a great team defensively on their full court pressure. I always say it's a game within the game. No matter what happened, we're up 3 with 2 minutes and 29 seconds. This is where we put our full court pressure on, force them into turnovers, and then convert off of those turnovers. This should be their mind this last 2 minutes and 29 seconds of the game.
And the Chargers have done an exceptional job of working as a team offensively and defensively today. They have 14 assists on 23 made baskets. And both sides have struggled shooting free throws. The Penmen and the Chargers put together are 18 of 35 from the stripe. The Penmen ball, they try and pass around the full court pressure of the Chargers. 2:18 to go. And they break it to Paul Green. A reset with Harris. Harris, Green, Daniels, Henderson, and Grant Jr. The 5 starters in there for Jack Ferry. Down the lane, Daniels. Tough finish with the left, and he has been dynamite in this second half. A game-high 22. 60-59. Chargers still in front, under 2 to go. You take a good shot if you get it, and that's going to be a loose ball foul. The push from Harris, and yes, Honis maybe played into it, but a foul nonetheless. That's the third on Harris, the 8th against the Penmen, and a 1-and-1 situation for Isaiah Honis at the free throw line. Honis 77% from the stripe this series, 13 of 17. But definitely one of the guys I think you feel comfortable with at the stripe here late. First is the most important, and he cashes in to Honis. Second of 2. Off front iron, and it drops. 62-59, 148 to go.
Now it comes down to defensive stops and being mindful of where Ray Daniels is. So now that you're in the half-court set, you got to be mindful of Ray Daniels.
A dangerous pass down low. The Chargers took it away, and a late whistle as Daniels was dragged down. Daniels putting himself in positions to try and get the basketball and earning free throws out of it. So he hits the first. These are his 9th and 10th free throws of the game for Ray Daniels. He's 6 of 9, make it 7 of 10. But you have to think the woes from the line, you can't play that as the averages today for the Penmen going down the stretch. You have to expect they'll fall closer to their mean of 77% from the line than 50%. And Daniels with some big ones there to make it a 1-point game. We've got a clock issue. The officials will sort out. Once again, our officiating crew today, Dave Messino, Mark Casamassa, and Brandon Camille. The Chargers will re-inbound things. .134 on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock, so a full possession. And White will take it across the Charger logo. Daniels now extends the defense. They're trying to get it to Jaden Honis. They do with Henderson on him, to Smith on the low block. Be patient if you're Smith here. Into traffic, stripped by Henderson, and the Penmen have it with a chance to take the lead. Henderson in front of his own bench. Driving kick to the corner. Green working down low. Skip feed for Daniels. Into traffic. Daniels, the finger roll, and the finish.
Daniels is doing whatever he wants offensively. At this point, someone got to step up and take on the challenge.
He's got 26 and has played all but 2 minutes of this one as the Chargers will use another timeout. 63-62. Penmen leading after they convert off the Charger turnover. We're going to step aside. 53 seconds to go in a 1-point game. SNU leading here on the CACC Network. Penman lead the Chargers 63-62 as we welcome you back inside the Hennessy Center. Jacob Kronberg, Matt Augustin here on the CACC Network. 53 seconds to go. Chargers got to get it in bounds, and a 5-second violation. Mistakes compiling for Dominican University.
Then Josh White had Zay Honis wide open. I'm not sure why he didn't pass it to him. I'm not sure.
Quickly in for Daniels. Hop step around Kirk, and Daniels at it again. It's a 3-point game, and he's got 28. You don't need a three, but you need a bucket. Honis down the lane, fouled on the way up, and he'll go to the line for 2. Ray Daniels has hit 6 of his last 7 shots from the floor. He's got a game-high 28. Honis at the line for 2 after the 4th personal against Curtis Henderson. And Honis good on free throw number 1. Jaden's been very effective today. 8 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3. And he's now 2 of 3 from the line. But a guy who's been your star scorer all year, you probably want to see a little more than 11 field goal attempts in the game, especially if you're 8 of 11. But the 2 free throws cut it within 1, 65-64. DU will take another timeout with 43 seconds to go. And the bright side of that quick bucket there is you can play out this possession. Barring a 3-point made by Southern New Hampshire, you're going to get the ball back in a 1-possession game.
Still a lot of basketball left. You're down 1 point with 42 seconds. The Chargers have been playing that soft 1-2-2 or that 1-3-1. I would like to see them extend that full court and put a little bit more pressure within this last 42 seconds of the game. They still have the ability to make something happen right here. They have done a great job of forcing this Penman team into consistently turning the ball over off of this defensive pressure. So if they could come out of this timeout with that attitude and then offensively try to get a bucket with that side pick and roll with Jaden Honis or Coy Kirk being aggressive, playing downhill, they still have a great chance. But the one thing they have to be mindful of coming out of this timeout is where Ray Daniels is.
Everyone in the gym knows where the basketball is going. Daniels with a season-high 28 points. It's his 3rd 20-point performance of the year. He's played a season-high in minutes tonight with 37. He's been the guy, especially here in the second half. Full court pressure is there. And they get it into Paul Green. Back to Henderson, and the point guard will work it up. Pass nearly taken away. Green with it on the deck, and he calls a timeout. I don't know how Paul Green kept that pass alive. I thought at first maybe it bounced off his coach and back into his lap with how close that was on the sideline. Smith got a piece, but the Penmen get it across and take a timeout to try and settle things down. Chargers had a good chance there to force a turnover.
Chargers coming out of this timeout have to lock in defensively. One, as we've been saying, being mindful of where Ray Daniels is on this court. It's Honis, Zay Honis, or Coy Kirk, or even Jules Dickinson that has that matchup. They have to lock in and make sure he does not touch that basketball. And if a shot goes up, you have to be mindful of putting a body on him and securing that rebound. There's a lot of time to play with a 1-possession game and having the ball offensively in your hand.
Daniels has done it all by getting to the rack. A guy on the year is just 19% from 3. He is 1 of 3 from long range today, but 10 of 19 overall from the field, 7 of 10 at the line. I think that's probably what he's going to try and do. Get to the rack, get to the line. He is more than confident that he's going to knock down some free throws. But we've seen him get a little overzealous with the ball at points. 5 turnovers committed by Daniels, including a couple of travels today. Jack Perry's we're going to go with Ray Daniels, Paul Green, Derek Grant Jr., Noah Harris, and Curtis Henderson. Chargers have Jaden Honis, Isaiah Honis, Josh White, Coy Kirk Jr., and Manny Smith. Harris to inbound, gets it to Henderson. 12-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Henderson, driving kick for Grant. Never thought about the three. Can't force it to Harris. Grant under pressure. Nearly turned it over, almost walked as well. Harris up top. Harris gets it to Daniels. Deep three, Ray Daniels. Can't hit it, hits the wire above. And the Chargers get the stop they needed. 12.4 to go. No fouls to give for Southern New Hampshire, and the Chargers can win it with a basket here.
I'm going side pick and roll. Jaden Honis and Manny Smith on the right side of the court. I'm picking Isaiah Honis in the corner, and I'm putting Coy Quirk up top.
They get it across midcourt, and Joe Clinton's going to take a timeout with 8.8 to go.
And it looked like that play was about to manifest. As I was saying there, Coach Clinton called a timeout.
Last time the Chargers had a side out in their offensive zone, they didn't get a pass in. They took a 5-second violation. There's a lot of length you're going to see from Southern New Hampshire on this possession defensively. And look, yes, the pick and roll is an option, but sometimes that takes some time to develop and set up. You have to think Jaden Honis is your first look here, and you let him make a decision with the ball in his hands. He's got 20 points and 7 assists. You don't need a three, which is good because they've struggled from three at points this year. After the Chargers, they've been all right tonight, 5 of 13. But who is going to get a big shot here and a chance to do this? You don't have to wait until the end to fire a shot off. You take the first decent look you get. No personnel changes for either side. It's going to be a side out in front of the near bleachers for Josh White with the 6'6" Daniels doing jumping jacks in front of him. 8.8 to go. Inbound to Jaden Honis. Honis up top with Henderson on him. Honis into traffic. Wow. Lost it on the way up. White, a prayer, threw it off the back of the backboard. And the Penmen take over. Chargers get no clean look.
I thought he was fouled on that play.